Morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comment. Well, it's finally Friday, and seems like when you look at any report out today on the wire servers, it's all about the Fed chairman and what she's going to say today. So Google Yellen and you'll get a lot of articles right now. So some people think she'll come out kind of talking about raising rates, but by the end of the speech she might say it's not quite time yet. So we'll see what she actually says. Also today we get at 1:30 this afternoon the final results of the Pro Farmer Crop Tour. And I think in general the market is seeing their corn yields not quite up to the level to support the USDA's 175 yield, and the soybean counts well above normal, and suggests that maybe the final soybean yield might be better than what the USDA said. So for the week, November beans have dropped 32 cents, and I think part of that has to do with this yield talk, but also the fact that in the last couple of days we haven't seen any new China soybean sales, and there's talk in the cash market that they may be taking a rest for a while in buying U.S. soybeans. So that's kind of made the cash a little weaker. It is interesting that with this weather forecast and maybe some rains along the Gulf Coast, that might delay harvest, and so you're seeing the nearby barge market invert pretty strongly in case that happens. Corn this week's lost about 12 cents. I think most of it has to do with the talk that demand on the export side is slowing. We're getting a little bit lower prices in South America, a little bit lower prices in Ukraine, and the feed wheat out of Europe, and that might be competing for new export demand. We've had a flurry of buying in the last couple of weeks, but that could be slowing. We also expect that the corn harvest is just around the corner, and that is beginning to offer some resistance to the basis level. For wheat, we're down about 22 cents, and it's the same old story in wheat. We just have too much of it. And so if you've got commodity prices down, if you've got the dollar up, and if you've got corn prices down, you're going to have wheat prices down also. It just can't stand alone by itself. As far as the other news, we've got China subsidizing corn products, byproducts exports. Kind of an interesting way of them to try to get rid of their corn reserve stocks. It could help protein demand, but right now we're just kind of watching Chinese economy as the big picture on their food demand and their either exports or imports of grains. The rains overnight were mostly in Missouri and Louisiana. Today you've got rains in Kansas. The 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14 day have flipped. They're now talking about normal to above temps and normal to below rains, which is what we really need right now as we get into the fall harvest. Funds yesterday, big sellers of beans. They also sold meal, oil, corn, and wheat. Continue to whittle down their long bean and meal position. Continue to add to their big corn and wheat short position. So we'll be watching the Pro Farmer results. We'll be watching to see if there's any more selling in the marketplace after this week's selling, and then we'll be watching to see what the Fed chairman says. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services, and have a safe and profitable trading day.